Let's now talk about the order type and customer information section. So for a takeout order, you can either do it for pickup, which means a customer is calling ahead of time and coming to the restaurant to pick it up, or they can have it for delivery. So these are the two choices. It's very, very important that you pick the right order type. Otherwise, if you have a delivery order to pick up, it's going to stay on the counter at the restaurant forever until the customer calls to complain that the order is taking too long. Conversely, if it's a pickup order and you have it for delivery, they might deliver the food and the customer will come to the restaurant and there won't be food there. Alright, so it's very important to know the difference and to do it correctly. Next, you have the customer information section. Generally, for an order, when it comes in, after you accept the order, the call ID is already self-populated. It will be there already. So let's say it's not, and this is the phone number that the customer gives you. After you enter the number, you press enter, and if this was a returning customer, it would have the address field there already. And you might choose, if it has 2 or 3 different addresses, you might ask the customer for the specific one. Alright, the name, it's generally not used except for certain restaurants. Most of the restaurants you don't need a name. Order remark is to type over a special direction or instruction for the restaurant about this order. Confidential notes, that's just basically notes that we have about a customer that the restaurant does not see and the customer does not see. This is mainly for internal usage. For example, if this is a difficult customer, or if there is a credit that's on the file for the customer, that's generally where we type it. This is where the restaurant, this is where the dishes will show up, as you've seen before, right? On the bottom here are a few buttons that are very commonly used. Let's start with the add button. That just means to add the quantity. So instead of saying, let's say customer says, I want 3 egg rolls. Instead of clicking it 3 times, a much better way is to just click it once and then add the quantity. That way the receipt that prints out at the restaurant isn't excessively long. You can also minus the quantity here. If you want to save an order without printing it to the restaurant, you would save the order. So saving an order is generally used for a customer placing an order and then later say, oh, you know what? Let me call back. I had to figure out something. In which case, you would save the order so that a few minutes later when the customer calls back, we don't have to start all over again. Cancel means to just cancel out of this page and go to the home page. All right? So pay here is generally used for credit card. It does not mean pay in cash. It's for restaurants that accept credit card. So then we put in the number, the 16-digit number, expiration date, and the CVC code, which is 3 digits. Now if the numbers is wrong, when you click on done, it will say invalid credit card number. Our system checks for making sure that the credit card numbers are valid. It does not check for whether or not the card has money. It does not check if the expiration date is correct. It does not check if the CVC code is correct. But it's very important that you get all the numbers correctly because there is over 20 numbers that you're dealing with and it's very easy to miss one of them. So make sure you pay extra attention when you get the credit card number. So sending an order is when you're done with everything. Let me place an order here for delivery. Alright, so when you send an order into the restaurant, this is what you do. You would send it into the restaurant. Let's place an order here. You send. This is just a pop-up saying that you chose an address before that was different than what was there. That's generally okay. You click OK. And it will say order complete. This is order number 1. You click OK. Right? This error page is actually a bug that we have in our system. It always shows up. Don't worry too much about this one. Just click OK. Alright, and it brings you to the front page. And you're ready to take calls again. Alright, let's come back to here again. This is the discount. If there's a discount, subtotal, this is the tax amount, this is the delivery fee, and this is the total. Alright, so the more section is to look at all the orders, order history essentially. So this was the order that was placed earlier. You notice how this was green. So let me put in the number again. So all the orders for that day will show up here. It says today. You can also filter it by order type as delivery. Then only the delivery orders will show up, or by pickup. You can also look at the date. So this is the date. You can click on the previous day. This was an order that I had placed on April 12th. Right? This was also a hypothetical order. So, all right. So when you enter here, after you click enter, it will also show you this bottom here shows you all the orders that a particular phone number has placed with this restaurant before. All the gray ones means these are orders that are not from today but from the past. Red means this was an order that was canceled before. Green means this is an order that was that's today, and this is a real good order. All right. So once you click on an order, it shows up here. It shows up with all the customer information up here. Gives you the order type, the time in which the order was placed, who the person that took the order was, or rather, who was the last person that handled this order, what the order type was, what the phone number was, what the address was, and if there was any confidential note or order remark. So let's say a customer calls back and say, I want to add something or change something to the order. You will click on either one of these and you will modify, which means to change the order. All right? So here's modify order. As mentioned before, if this is adding something, then you put add here and you would add, let's say, chicken and broccoli. Or if they want to change, let's say, no more shrimp roll, they want to change it to egg roll, then you click on modify order, right? Because they're modifying something to the order. So that's modify. Print is reprinting another order to the restaurant. So don't click this by accident. Otherwise, it's going to reprint another duplicate order to the restaurant. Void order, I think I've shown you before. That means you cancel an order. Now, if I cancel this order, it will show up as red. So I'm going to cancel this order. It's going to say OK. Now, if I come back to Great Wall and I check, oh, that order was canceled. Right? You can also close this page by clicking on close. Let's enter this phone number again. Another thing that I can do is, if a customer says, I want to place an order and get the same thing as what I ordered before, you can do repeat order. Repeating the order would grab everything that's here and auto-populate onto a new order here. Now be careful, because when you do modify order and repeat order, the screen shows the same, but they're totally different. Modify an order means you're modifying that order specifically, right? So if a customer says they want to repeat an order and you click on modifying, you're not actually generating a new order. All you're doing is just modifying that day's order and sending it to the restaurant. You're not creating a new order, which is not what the customer wants. What they want is actually to repeat an order, and then after you repeat, if you send it again, you will see that oh, this one says the menu price has changed, so that actually doesn't work. So that error is no good. Let's say they want to modify something that was very recent. So let's say they want to modify this order. So you click on repeat, and you would send the order. It says validation failed. You know why? Because the order type is mandatory, and I have forgotten to click on it. So with the delivery, order complete number 2. Alright, so that's that. Alright, that's it. Now that we've gone through all the categories and the dishes that Great Wall Medina has, let's go through the sizes for each of the dish. So typically for Chinese restaurants, they have 4 sizes. A small, also known as a pint, which is 16 ounces, or a large, which is also known as a quart, which is 32 ounces. And then they have lunch special. And then they have the combo, which is also known as dinner special, which is served all day long. So for dishes down here, a small and a large generally come with white rice. For example, A small chicken and broccoli, that's a pint. That comes with half a pint of white rice. If it was a large, then it will come with half of that, which is a pint. So to know what dishes come with what rice, you will click on the menu section, which will give you a menu, and on the top here, it will say whether or not it comes with rice. So appetizer does not, soup does not, chow mein does with rice, which means white rice, and fried noodles. Chop suey comes with rice. Fried rice and lo mein do not. Mein fun does not. Pork comes with white rice, and egg fouillon comes with white rice. Generally, these top 4 categories do not come with any rice, whereas these dishes here always come with rice. So make sure you take a look at the menu and get to know which ones does come with rice. So lunch special. Lunch special usually means it comes with pork fried rice. And it's only served between 11 and 3 o'clock. After that, if a customer asks for it, there will be a pop-up that shows up telling you that the lunchtime is already over and you can't give that. Combo is all day long. It comes with pork fried rice and an egg roll. Now a customer can substitute to have a shrimp roll instead if they want to. So if a customer only wants an egg roll by default, then you don't have to click with an egg roll because the restaurant already knows that by default it comes with an egg roll. Alright, so these are the 4 sizes here. Another thing you need to keep in mind is if it's a small and it by default comes with white rice and the customer says, let me get a small chicken and broccoli with white rice, you do not have to put in the white rice because by default it already comes with that. The restaurant already knows that it comes with white rice. It's actually a mistake to put in with white rice because that shows that you're an amateur and that you're new to this job. Alright? Same thing with the large. If a customer says with white rice, then you do not click with white rice. You just click the dish by itself. For lunch, if a customer says pork fried rice, then you don't click on with pork fried rice. You just do chicken and broccoli. Same thing for combo. Alright? So what that means is you don't click on the rice for the default rice that a customer chooses. Alright? So if you have any questions about these 4 sizes or anything that I've said, make sure you ask because this is a pretty confusing section. Oh, another thing that I have to mention is the different sizes. So let's see a picture for what these sizes means. So for these dishes, a small comes in a pint of white container, a large comes in a 32 size or a quart container, lunch comes in a circular container, combo comes in a rectangular container. For the soup, they only do one size, which is a quart. So for appetizer, egg roll is just 1. There's really no size. Alright, fried wonton, that just means that it has 10 pieces. Chinese donuts, it comes in an order, therefore you don't see the size. But for boneless spare ribs, you do see the size here. Alright?